Hey, be quiet, be quiet. Psh. Baba got that massive bowl. I was like, holy crap, lady. Let me send Bob's the link. Yo, kitchen is open. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Yes, kitchen is open. And today I'm going to cook for you hot air. This is great. You know what's super funny? I'm over here looking at the countdown on YouTube instead of the one on Ecamm like you're supposed to because I was I'm dumb. It's weird because I'm not driving. I'm like passenger shotgun.
Okay, let me first in an at the counter episode, and I'm Dee.
This is the
Over
best.
here, down here. So
Uh-oh.
what are we doing? This is a whole new run of show for me.
Yeah, Rich is saying that he got bad interference, but I don't know if it's just Rich being rich or he's really getting bad interference.
Oh, yeah, Rich. All right.
Oh yeah, Tori. Okay, I trust Tori. Never mind, Rich. Tori said your audio is cutting out, so your mic is clipping. But don't worry. While we do this, this is what's called live. Live is happening.
Oh, I'm not worried.
So, no, I'm talking about these people in the chat over here. I think it's probably your road.
It's you.
Huh?
It's
no.
You.
He says no interference with Doc.
Oh,
I got Rodecaster Pro too. Mine is always flawless. What's up, Chocolate Twisty Yoga? There you go. It's probably just the Rodecaster Pro 2 doing what it does. There's a signal laden eagle flying around in your backyard, just doing crazy stuff. See, Tori's here and Sherry's here. Ooh, and let's see, Roz is here, and Chocolate Twisty Yogs is here. What's up, Collie?
Is this better, everyone?
How are you doing, Miss Lady Girl? That sounds good to me.
Good now, she says. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Take two. Hey, everybody. We're doing something new tonight. For an at the counter episode. He even suggested tonight's dish, which is Okinawan Taco Rice. So I'm thinking I'm going to get started on doing this thing we do, and you explain it in just a second. Show the cocktail tonight. Excuse me. So we're making a classic mojito. Oh, sorry. But first, a cocktail. That's it. That's it. All right. Yeah, this has got me off my game.
There's no game. Just let's get it.
All right. So I need a cocktail. I know that. We're going to do the from, but you know me. Cocktails just double this. Let's get my stuff out. It's hot in here tonight. 77 in my kitchen.
Man, I think it's hot everywhere. I love the Polaroid Pop 2 chocolate twist yogi. I think it is bomb. I don't know why I keep calling her by her government name. It's just Collie.
So I'm going to put the juice from a whole lime up in here.
See, you're so much more diligent at the cocktail making. I used Rose's lime juice in the glass. This is probably way better.
No. Yeah. I'm not diligent about other things that you are diligent about, though. But I had to have some limes today. All right, so you're gonna get your lime juice in there and your simple syrup, about a half hour, an ounce, because I'm doubling this.
Carly, you know good and well, if you go so hot, Ed, I'm gonna start singing Nelly up in here, and then we all in trouble. So why are you gonna tax my musical Tourette's like such?
So those of you who do not know who Doc Rock is, I should have introduced you properly. Apologies. Doc is a content creator coach and my mentor and friend. I've been under his tutelage for about a year now. Well, just short, about 10 months, I think. So we're putting the mint leaves in. We're going to muddle those. Little muddler. So yeah, you can thank Doc, and if Discord for Creators is in the chat, and Collie and Rich, those are my streaming peeps. This
I like that muddler. Every time I saw those at Williams and Sonoma, I kept telling myself to buy one, and then they closed Williams and Sonoma in Hawaii, so I don't have one. I have to use a wooden stick.
You know, I want a wooden one. I actually, this is gonna sound bad, but I'm gonna go there. It's not long enough.
Oh God, we're drinking already.
Here's why. So when you're muddling drink, I mean, you pretty kind of grab and gets all up in there. It's just a mess. So
got it.
Yeah.
Your road wireless go is tripping again. There's an interference in your house today.
So you drop your limes in, muddle those up a little bit. Not too much because you don't want to get it all bitter. And then I'm going to grab my ice. I was prepared tonight. I don't have to go out to the porch for the ice. And I'm going to do this because I think putting the soda in first makes it so you don't know how much rum you can put in there.
That might be a plan.
I think so. I want to get my full 2 ounces. Actually, I guess it's 4 ounces. Oh, that sounds like a lot of rum. Oh yeah, it's a lot of rum.
You know where they got the, you know where mojito comes from?
No, I don't.
So, okay, everybody who's been around the continental U.S. for a minute, you've seen the floor signs, do not slip, don't break your ass on this floor because they just mopped it.
Uh-huh.
And if you look at it, it says wet floors, and then it'll say like piso mojado. that means like wet floor. Well, mojadito is a diminutive statement of wet, and then so
Ah,
mojito is even more adjusted just to mean wet because it's a really refreshing drink when it's hot like today. So I mean,
right.
you kind of picked a good drink, but uh mojado is wet, and then mojadito is like lightly wet.
Nice.
So you can't
Well,
be the
see
only
there,
one
folks, we
busting the
learned
dirty
something.
jokes today.
I haven't done that in a while. It's been a minute since I did that and pulled that stuff. All right. Garnish it. Back up.
That is very good looking right there.
All right, let's say Saha has some folks after I remind somebody over here that we're not talking right now. Hey, just go. Come here. This one. See, this is what's happening. Time to be quiet now. All right. So tonight we are making Okinawan Taco Rice after I say hi to everybody. Hey, Rich. $1.46. Yeah, that's a great this. It is another one of these value meals that I've been enjoying doing. So $1.46 a serving. That means I'll eat it all. It doesn't matter. I'll eat it all. Hey, Tori, thanks for jumping in. Hungry girl. Collie, thank you for coming. What is happening? There we go. Hey, Roz. It feels like it's been forever since I spoke to you. Yeah, there it is. But first, a cocktail. Let's go to the two up here. That might be better. I missed. Lillian's hiding somewhere. Well, if you're out there, Lillian and Paula, hello. Hello, hello. All right. So, Doc, tell
Yes,
me about
ma'am.
Okinawan rice.
Okay, so it kind of came about because you had a lot of U.S. soldiers in Okinawa stationed at Camp Henson, and yeah, they just they love tacos like in the form of Taco Bell. But there was a restaurant somewhere around in the early '80s where the guy, not being able to get flour tortillas, just decided to put the taco instant ingredients, decided to put the taco ingredients on rice, and that kind of blew up. And that was roughly around 1984. And then soon after that, you guys know about Yoshinoya, right? Because they have that on the West Coast, Yoshinoya beef bowl. And then KFC both made taco rice bowls, and it just became super popular all throughout Japan. I'm sorry, all throughout Okinawa. So yeah, it's a big thing. But when KFC put it on, they actually put it on throughout the entire country of Japan. And then so yeah, a lot of people just found that it's a delicious combo. I'm sure there's probably like a lot of different dishes that are similar to it, but yeah, I think it's just a thing where for us, when we clear leftovers, I clear leftover by making fried rice. So it totally makes sense. If you made tacos on like a Tuesday, taco rice on Wednesday is the move.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday, Taco Rice Wednesday, fried rice. Yep.
It's so good. It is very easy to do. You just, it's college rice that we bought at the oh my God. Oh, yeah. Uwajima, right? Ua Island, yeah, store. There you go. We got the college rice, which it's like a half, mostly cooked rice that you microwave for like 90 seconds. Some of them is like a minute, and you just dump that in the bowl, put your taco meat on, and then go to town. So it's even more cool if you're like don't have a whole kitchen. You can literally cheat and just use this, ground beef, and then salsa and call it a day. But making it correctly tastes better.
So making it correctly, I don't have any daisho.
Oh, it's all good.
But I do have some of that miso that we picked up.
That'll work. So
should I use some of that? Yeah. And you don't even have to, y'all. So the taco rice is literally taco fillings, taco stuff on top of rice instead of a taco shell. But
correct. And so if you're not a beef eater, you could do it with chicken. Right? Yeah. You know, you make your chicken tacos, you could totally do it with chicken. The one advantage to using the dashi is it just brings a umami, right? It brings a level of umami. But there's many other things that you can use to substitute for that umami that'll get you there. Dried shiitake mushrooms, there's actually a thing called mushroom powder, which is basically dried shiitake mushrooms crushed up. You can do it with, there's a kombu dashi powder. There's like little fish powder. So there's a bunch of different powders you can use if you don't have the full dashi.
Right.
We just make our own dashi. We cheat.
You do some work because your dashi is a project.
You basically put seaweed in hot water. And you're right, it is a project though, because you're not supposed to break 160 degrees because then it gets slimy, right? But you just know it just has that certain flavor. You know, it's funny that we're talking about dashi. I just had shishito peppers with the dried dashi flakes on top at the restaurant. I got about 6 of those suckers deep, and I thought I was cool. And then I found the secret squirrel one. Shishitos, people are this pepper that are like gambling, because you'll get through like 10 of them before you catch a hot one, but the hot one is like, whoa.
I'm growing some this season.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Look at you with your tomato game. Nice. Did you make these tomatoes or you had to buy them?
I did not. We did not have a good relationship with spring up here, and it was rainy as all get out. I've got a lot of very green tomatoes right now, so probably in 3-4 weeks. I don't know why I'm taking these guys out, but what is her name? Cooking with Dog. When I watched the taco rice episode, she did that.
Yes, when I make tacos that are going to be shelled or burrito, I definitely take the inner guts out because it makes it mushy.
Yeah, you don't want the extra.
Dang, you're talking about like green tomatoes. I'm just thinking about is Kathy Bates and Jessica Tandy.
Tawanda. The fried green tomatoes reference.
Yes. What was the other lady's name? It's funny because the other two, they both got 3 names, and that's why I can't remember neither one of them.
Was it Mary Stuart Masterson?
Yes, and Mary Louise Parker.
Yes, both of them.
That's it. Yeah. Because they got 3 names like serial killers. I always forget them, but I always remember Kathy Bates and Jessica Tandy.
So I have already chopped up the onions for this, and the lettuce is chopped, so we won't be having to sit through all this chopping tonight.
Okay, so I have a question for you, since you're the Miss Dina, the cook lady. Do you pre-game chop your onions? Like, when a dish calls for, like say 1 small onion, do you just chop up 3 and then put the other ones ready because something else is going to ask for that?
No. Because I don't like the funk in my fridge, and I don't know what my schedule is going to do to me, and then I feel guilty, like lose sleep over the onion that's sitting in the fridge waiting for action.
I guess I use onions just about every day, so I just chop them all. But I also have the vacuum sealer from my previous business.
Yeah, I kind of, there's some zen in chopping vegetables for me, so I don't mind it at all. All right, so I have the heat going already over here. I'm going to go ahead and throw the hamburger on. This hamburger, I'm really surprised here, is it's Angus. And I managed to get it for like $4 something for the pound because it was 30% off the manager deal. So we're going to use that.
What does it say, like if it's 80% or 85% or something like that?
5.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich, for understanding that joke.
I got it.
I found this cool tool at Daiso, and I didn't buy it, and I wish I had. I think they have it on Amazon, but it's like a silicone stabber for when you do ground beef, and it makes it into the crumblies quicker. So you can just dump the whole thing and you just stab it. It looks like a muddler almost, but it's literally, I think it's actually made for like browning ground beef.
Daiso. That is, Doc mentioned going to Daiso. It is the dollar store, which really isn't a dollar store anymore, but which dollar stores are. We've got them here on the West Coast. I don't know if they're over on the East Coast yet.
Oh yeah, I believe so, because there's Daiso in New York. Yeah, it's actually called a professional heat-resistant ground beef hamburger masher, $8.95 on Amazon.
Oh wow,
they do sell it on Amazon. Nice.
So I'm gonna grab a little miso packet out of the fridge here, and I'm not gonna say anything until more people hit that like button.
You have such a good selection and groove over here.
Thank you. That is Epidemic, and I should probably have an affiliate link in the description, but
yes,
you know, I don't. I'll get on that.
It's funny, like for the people that like to listen to music just because they at the house chillaxing, they'd probably be better off with a good Epidemic Sound subscription than like Apple or anything else, because there's so many good, like, you know, just kick back and listen channels. It's kind of funny.
That's pretty much all I listen to anymore. I'm going to read this. So I actually don't use this very often, the packet. Typically just use a homemade blend, but a couple of the videos that I watch, since I've actually never made this, I kind of had to go online and do a little research, so I wasn't completely flying blind. And people were like, "This is authentic," because that's what the rations were. That's what they sent.
Yes,
was
100%.
The packets.
That's all they had.
Yeah, that's what they had. In fact, that's what was the U.S. government sent over a bunch of foods, including packets, but they didn't send shit. So people were, you know, doing their best. So that is why I am going Authentico.
It is. To me, it's better to use that.
This?
Yeah, because like, yeah, you can make your. I mean, granted, flavor's flavor, so you can adjust it how you want. But you're right. The thing that makes it easy is the simplicity of just grabbing the packet, throwing it in the beef, you know, swirling it up, putting it on top of your rice. So going to make it like, oh, you know, the leveled up version, that's taken away from the whole point of taco rice.
Right. And I actually do have in the cupboard the Taco Bell packet, because sometimes I just want a trashy taco.
Well, no, you know the Taco Bell thing has a flavor of comfort. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a flavor of comfort. 100%.
And that's the thing. So Doc, tell me, what are your favorite comfort foods?
Uh, you know what? This is crazy, and I almost hate to admit it, but I know a whole bunch of people agree with me, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. My favorite comfort food is hands down peanut butter and jelly on fresh bread, especially crunchy peanut butter. And I am much more Skippy than the image format. If I have my choice, I'm gonna pick Skippy over GIF. That's why I say
Really?
the image format is a GIF because it's not peanut butter.
Exactly.
And
It's a present from the digital gods.
exactly. I like the Skippy, and strangely enough, I didn't think I would like it, but it's very good. Skippy has one called Natural, Skippy
Yep.
Natural or something like that, and it has this brown logo on it that reminds me of the Nutter Butter cookies. But the chunky version of Skippy Natural and Smucker's great, right? People
Yes.
buying all these different flavors of jelly. Man, y'all need to go somewhere with your damn self. You need real deal Holyfield Smuckers. Great. I'll take Welch's on a bad day, but with a name like Smuckers, it gotta be.
I I'm a Jif natural girl.
Hey, they probably taste
But
the
I
same.
won't
never tried
complain
that.
if somebody gives me Skippy. And
Yeah, the
I
natural one is
personally
good.
I personally go a little fancy. If I had my way, I would have strawberry freezers on white bread with my peanut butter and jelly. But
It has peanut
grape
butter
is
and preserves.
awesome
It's not
too.
jelly.
Okay, so what other foods?
Oh, now this gonna sound crazy too. Here's another really good, like I just had a bad day. You know that song where you had a bad day?
Had a
What's his
bad
name?
day.
Daniel something. Um, you take the brand is called Dave's Killer Bread. It's like an ex-prison guy that makes bread now. You can get it at Costco, Safeway, like all the getting spots. But you take one of those and then you put like peanut butter on one side and then Nutella on the other side and bananas in the middle. You close that sucker and you butter the outsides on both sides and you make it almost like a grilled cheese. And
Ooh,
fat.
that sounds good.
That yeah, back when I was doing my other business, I used to eat that a lot. It's so good. I don't know why, but I think honestly, mine's is probably ramen. Um, and that's just because my time in Japan, and I'm going to be mean right now because unless you've had the opportunity to go to a real ramen and get real ramen, the stuff that you get at the grocery store is not quite it. Although there are ways to level it to the point where you get it close, but like a real deal Holyfield ramen is good. And luckily in Hawaii, we got lots of ramen restaurants to go to that are close to Japan. But it's good in the hot, it's good in the cold, it's good when you're just having an irritating day, whatever. But yeah, it's just something about that good ramen. And then I think my last one is probably potato chips and ice cream. I got a problem. None of these are healthy.
Well, nobody said it had to be healthy. Or comfort food.
Okay.
Potato chips and ice
Okay.
cream. Okay, I need to dig in here a little bit. Tell me more. Because it's not just any potato chips and it's just any ice cream. I'm certain of this.
No, you're correct. You're correct. Here, I got my chips right here in the drawer because sometimes y'all get on my nerves.
So what I'm doing here while he's pulling that out is I'm putting some miso into water.
Yes.
Because the taco seasoning mix says to put some water in. But I do want to kind of try this with semi-authentic Japanese kind of flavor. I don't have any dashi, but I do have this miso, so that's what I'm going to use.
And
Doc,
it'll
show
get
us
you
your
close.
stuff.
It'll get you close enough there. So yeah, but this is my crinkle cut potato chips. You know what the brand is? Kettle. I think they're
Kettle,
called Kettle. There's a brown bag and they just changed it to the blue bag. It used to be brown. This is the new bag. It's bolder and crunchier. So you gotta have those. And then for my ice cream, I like me some good old Ben and Jerry's, Glampfire or mint chocolate chip or something like that. I need a good quality ice cream. I don't really like the Safeway ice milk flavor because we had to grow up with that nonsense. So
That
I
stuff
refuse
that's
to
a
eat
dairy
it.
dessert.
Yeah, yeah. Anything that has a word that says it's not what it is, like processed cheese-like substance. Nah, fam, give me some actual cheese.
Processed cheese food is
So
what you feed your cheese.
I ran as far away from the hood groceries as possible when I didn't have to, because those joints were just nasty. That brick of government stuff they used to give us, nope,
Man,
ain't having it.
government cheese. It
Uh,
never tasted
wait,
right.
Tori said that I lost her with the grape jelly. It has to be just plain grape jelly. See,
Yeah.
even Rich got a jar of Skippy Natty on the desk. You know why? Because when you're working and you start having that little, like my head spinning because I didn't eat, like for us, we got to get up and go to the kitchen. You're really close to your kitchen. So I'll just take a spoonful of like, Skippy Natty and just eat it. And then you get your energy back and you can do for like another hour.
That's smart. Yeah, I guess I am kind of lucky that way because the desk is right over there. I'm gonna
And
put
it
a
keep
little
you
more
from
water
passing
in
out
this.
into a desk. Okay, it's you know what it serves is two things. It'll keep you from passing out at your desk, and it'll keep you from cussing out customer service because you're not hangry.
Yes, yes, and or cussing out a coworker. Actually, what the big one for me is if I have something like that, like back in the day when we were before I was at an office desk, kept from reaching for something worse. Because probably somebody would have the donuts there or something like that. So, having a spoon of the Natty PD for sure.
That is so true. Didn't even think about that. I do keep kind bars in the toolkit over here too. So I even got a kind bar in the car somewhere just in case you get stuck. And you just got to remember to
But
cycle
kind
it out.
bars were not kind to my waistline.
That is definitely one of the fake healthy foods. My friend had a name for it. The foods that they try to make you think that it's healthy, but it's actually really not. And kind bars is probably right up in there.
Okay. Okay. Tori says it's a texture thing. Tell us more, Tori. I'm interested in this. And while we're doing that, I added some onions here. That's how my mom used to do our tacos. Was she put some onions in after she browned the meat, and she'd cook those for a few minutes. The other thing she used to do, and that would really drive the price per serving down, is she would throw in a can of refried beans into the taco meat. And it did a couple things. It helped the taco meat actually stay in the taco, which was kind of cool. But when I went home from college for summer, when I went home during the summer when I was in college, there was 10 of us around the table every night, unless some of the boys brought friends, and then there was more. The min bar was 10 people. So when the plate went around, you took some, because likely it would come around empty for you to put in the sink. So mom stretched the taco meat by putting the refried beans in there.
That's actually pretty genius. One of the things that I like to do with my onions before I chop them up, if I'm doing it in something like that, is I have one of those on the Breville stoves, and you have that little one right there behind your lodge top. Um, I'll put the onion in there, like in a relatively thick slice, like 1 inch slices, and I'll brown them in the oven first, and then chop them up after and put them in. And what that does is it
Oh,
gives it'll add that little bit of extra sweetness and umami because of the Maillard reaction from burning the onions. So like I like to roast my vegetables before I put it in, especially soups and stuff. When you're trying to be quick about it, if you can brown it first and then do it, it comes out better.
wow. It never occurred to me to do that extra step. That's cool. All right, so this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna add the little tomato guys here just because I need a little bit more liquid. Just the seeds. So again, that miso, completely unnecessary unless you're looking for a little bit of that Japanese flavor. What, Doc, is your earliest food memory?
Oh my goodness. I had this thing when I was a youngin' where I used to get up in the morning and I'll be at my grandma's house and everybody else was gone, right? 'Cause I was so far behind the rest of them. It was basically me and my cousin Ed, which I call Eduardo. So me and Wardo, we were just going to bug grandma. And Wardo, he had the sweet tooth, so he didn't like the coffee, but I love coffee. So I was just kicking with my grandma at the desk, reading newspaper. I can't read. And drinking coffee with her. And it was like a thing. I get a bowl of cereal and she make me the tiniest little coffee, which I know was like way watered down and mostly cream. But because I was also ADD, turned out the caffeine kind of helped me. So, would just sit there with her and she would fold the newspaper a certain way. I fold the newspaper and we'd be just like bang. And I'm sitting there, I can't read nothing. So I was reading, Beetle Bailey and Kathy and Peanuts, and then they had this puzzle thing called Jumble. I think it's called Jumble, Jumble. And it was
Yeah, I
like a
remember
picture
that.
and you did something with all of the words and there down the center there's a circle. And then you take the circle words to figure out what is the end of the puzzle. I used to do those every day while I was pretending to read newspaper with my grandma or my granddad.
That's pretty cool. So you had your cereal, your coffee, and time with your grandma.
Yep. What do you call it? Oh, it's called Frankenberry with the Crunchberry Beast, and then Apple
My.
Jacks. If I had me some Apple Jacks, you couldn't tell me nothing. Nobody could be like, "Hey, the sky is on fire." Not till I finish these. me, me and Apple Jacks was life. And then when I got older, and then I had competition with my sisters for breakfast, I used to purposely get like healthy cereals because they wouldn't like it. So I was into like Raisin Bran and Crackling Oat Bran and granola and stuff when nobody was eating granola yet. And that way they wouldn't touch my stuff.
So Rich says that Jumble is still around if you can find a newspaper.
No, what? That's crazy. Oh, you know what else you just made me think of too? I forgot one of my foods because it's probably, I don't even know if you can buy it anymore. It was cream of wheat. My grandma always made cream of wheat and she put a little bit of condensed milk and a cracked egg in it. And that was like, that was glorious. And I'm pretty sure she only made that because of my grandfather's teeth. But it was good. I think they call it
They have an
gruel.
instant flavor right now to get for when I travel or something. I wish they had it plain instant, but the maple one is pretty good. Tori,
Ooh.
so is it just grape jelly? This is very fascinating for me. Is it just grape jelly that feels gelatinous for you, or is it all the jellies?
Oh, well, at least he's back on my side with the cream of wheat. So now me and Tori are friends again.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
you're so on again, off
And
again
you know
with you,
what?
Tori.
You know what Tori loves is a good bowl of grits.
Oh, dude, shrimp cheese grits. Oh, come on, Rich. We got to get grit when we down in Texas. I'm gonna visit Rich. I'm gonna go get me some of them shrimp and
Okay,
cheese
so
grits, or I can't even eat shrimp no more. So bacon and cheese grits, jalapeno grits, good.
Well, that sounds good. When we were in Tulsa, a couple of the friends we were with took us to, it was a very late night run after working on some stuff. They took us to Waffle House, and Sherry and I had actually never been to Waffle House before, so we got the grit bowl. And, we were indoctrinated, and I'm so jazzed because it was pretty good. It was pretty damn good.
You know who
All right.
has really good grits on the menu? Freaking Bobby Flay. We were
really?
in New York and we went to Bobby Flay's and I had them cheddar grits at Bobby Flay's. And it's funny, when he was on Food Network, he was the one of them cooks I just could not stand. I did not like Bobby Flay. I used to be like, oh, I'll punch him in the face. But of all the famous restaurants we could go to, Bobby Flay's was available and we went and them grits was so good. And I was like, I still hate you, Bobby, but these grits are good. He just had that. He's probably a really nice guy. You know, some people just have a air of let's say red rubber baggery with the white hose come out. Yeah, he just had that look about him. He's probably actually a nice guy.
All right, I'm turning off the meat here. Everything looks good here. The onions probably could go a little longer, but I'm hungry, so
it looks good. You got the you know what? I forgot what the fancy word is, but like how it comes together when you let it sit there and go for the pan a little while. It came together pretty good.
I'm happy with how it looks. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna grab the rice over here, and we're gonna do some assembly.
Man, come to think of it, this mix you just made might go good with a little scoop right in the middle of some cheese grits.
Oh, dang. That sounds good.
I'm gonna make taco grits now. They don't even know. Okay, so what kind of cheese did you get?
Sharp.
I can't remember the brand. I think it's called
Tillamook.
Crystal. Oh, Tillamook. Tillamook is good.
Yeah.
There's another brand called Crystal Farms, which is really good. It's one of the sharpest of those, buy them already chopped up in the bag. And I'm sorry, I'll pay extra to get it pre-chopped because I hate cleaning the grater. Can't stand cleaning the grater.
I found for sauces, and even things like tacos, I don't like the texture that you get on the pre-grated, except the Tillamook farm cut. And at that point, it's too expensive. I mean, I'll buy it, but if I'm trying to do a value meal for the stream, I'll definitely.
Oh, you got it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to get the brick.
Yeah.
What? And it's good because the Tillamook brick at Costco, them joint is cheap and it lasts forever. I will take half of it and freeze it because it's only me and Kay, so we can't eat it all. You know what I mean? But we'll get half and then just like put that sucker in the freezer. If you're going to get the premix one, which is also really good, is the one that is a blend of cheddar and Colby Jack, or cheddar and Monterey Jack, because that's sort of the Mexicali brand. And it actually says like Tex-Mex on the thing.
Yeah, it'll say can blend or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of that mixed up jambalaya thing, the Target brand is good. Good to go, or whatever the heck they call it. Good is great, something like that.
Oh. Wait, no, Target is Level Up or I don't know. All right, here's your quiz for the day, Doc.
No, the
What is
Equate
this
one
called
is
in Tagalog?
Walmart. Oh, what you know about that?
Do you know what this is in Tagalog?
Oh, no. My friend's
Sandok.
about to hit us.
Sandok. Sandok.
Sandok.
S-A-N-D-O-K.
We call it a shamisen.
So Tori's got her mouth watering thinking about the grits. Oh, Roz, I'm sorry. Yes, I love the waffle. I miss the Waffle House too. Sherry, yep. Okay, everybody's on the same page here. We're loving us some grits. Oh, dang, Sherry. Look at that.
Great.
We had lunch with Bobby Flay at his restaurant. Well, okay, he was at another table, but it's still good.
Hey, Michelle, I am so glad that I didn't get introduced to the rice paddle until I came to Hawaii. Because if they had that when I was a kid at home, my mom definitely would have used it on me.
Yeah, these are multifunctional tools in my childhood for sure. All right, so you make your better rice.
Yep.
And then I think the meat goes first. Is that right, Doc?
Yeah.
So normally I would put this on a platter for the whole family, but I don't want to sully
I tend to put
the
mine
rice.
in a bowl too, because I like to mix it all up.
Yeah, I'm a bowl person. Myself,
but it's better for the
definitely
picture.
a person. But it's better for the camera to have a plate.
Yeah, exactly.
But this drives me insane that I've already emptied my plate here.
Y'all see how bougie she is with the towel to get the stuff off the plate?
Oh, you don't want to be giving somebody something that looks like the Bichon walked through it. All right, the next thing, if I recall correctly, is the lettuce and then the tomato and then the cheese.
The reason why I put the lettuce on the bottom first is so that it can start to wilt a little bit.
Yep.
And then also the tomatoes hold it down. Because if you put it on the top, that joint will fall everywhere.
Yes. Fun fact, when I'm going through the drive-thru, I always order no lettuce. Unless I know for sure that they're going to give me a piece of lettuce. But if they're going to give me shred, it's going to end up everywhere. So that's why I get lettuce burgers.
Not a fan of the chopped up lettuce on the burger. It's good for this, but it's bad for chopped up on the burger. Oh, and another thing that I do often too is, although this is better for the picture, when I'm making it for myself, I put the cheese underneath the meat.
Because it melts it.
Yeah. And then it makes
that's how I do it in tacos.
It makes the meat bind with the rice when I get to my mixing part.
So that's smart. That's smart. I want everyone to notice here that I'm just keeping on layering on the cheese. This is paybacks for all the times that you guys said more cheese, more cheese. I'm putting all the cheese on now.
We had this conversation the other day. I was like, no way, but Nina's not gonna like the cheese part. Okay, and then
I like cheese. I just don't like all the cheese. More cheese, more cheese.
Listen, Sherry, I'm with Sherry. Me and Sherry always be over here more cheese.
Seriously?
Listen,
Seriously, more?
No, she's messing with you. Here's the other thing. If you're going to have it in the morning because you're trying to belay a hangover, I like to throw it over easy on the top of it. And that's a little bit harder to do in the U.S. because our chickens, if you make your own chickens or you got a good farmer's market or a place where you can get farm fresh eggs, go for it. If you buy store-bought eggs, you probably don't want to do that unless you have a really thick constitution, which I do. So
I don't like the runny eggs.
We love
so you're saying over easy, not sunny side up, though.
Either way.
Ooh,
the little bit you want a little bit of raw because that bind when you smash it. Number one, that's really good for the hangover. But number two, it makes a good binder when you start mixing it together, so it all stays on your chopsticks.
Wow, that's some serious business there.
If you watch Japanese food, you'll notice they have a lot of raw egg yolk in there, a lot, right?
Oh yeah,
and it's a good binder for stuff.
Tamago, is that right? Is that the right word?
Tamago is correct. We go to this chicken farm here, and we get the good eggs, like they just came out the butt kind, and they have a specific one that they make for Japanese. Have a thing called TKG, Tamago Kake Gohan, where you take hot rice and you literally crack a raw egg on it and you put a couple other whatever your favorite toppings and you eat that for breakfast. You just mix it up and it's super delicious. The hot rice basically semi cooks the egg, but you can only do that if you can get like fresh, butt eggs.
My dad used to eat that. He was
good.
Stationed in Japan for a number of years, and he came home with that habit.
It's so good.
All right. Tori asked, would you add refried beans? Doc,
Yeah,
I've never
I
had
agree.
this.
I agree with Dina's mama. The advantage to adding the refried beans, Tori, is exactly what Dina said that Dina's mama used to do. It helps stretch it further if you got a couple extra folks to feed. But if you also are not a fan of the grease, because the grease that comes from the beef, then and also from the cheese, then the refried beans will soak part of that up and it won't just like lay on you. You know what I mean? Some people can't eat anything greasy because it just lays in their gut. But here's the funny thing. In Japan, China, Korea, I don't know why Americans don't know it, but the soda companies screwed us. We drink cold stuff when we eat. In all the other places, they drink hot stuff when they eat. So you drink hot tea or hot water when you're eating and you don't get that congealed, everything is heavy right after you eat McDonald's in your stomach. Wine also helps. Or alcohol.
This is really good, Joe.
It's good, right? It's so
totally
easy to
good.
make.
I mean, It's actually easier than tacos because you're not doing
Playing with
the
them shells.
gymnastics. And you don't have to try to heat it up or make the decision to not heat it up and then go, man, I wish I would have heated up my taco shell.
100%. 100%. You know what's funny too? Like over there, a lot of places will serve you soup at the end of your meal. France does that in certain places, right? They serve you soup at the end of the meal, and that's the same thing. Or consomme, right? It's just a nice, clean, hot beverage to wash away all of the craziness in your body. Man, that was good. I just ate, and you got me out here going,
I just got a little nibble of some nori from the miso, and it has a completely different taste profile now, which is good. Yes. It's good. Little nori is seaweed.
Seaweed
for y'all. Yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys have it there in your grocery store. It comes in a little glass like this with a shaker, and you just shake it on top of rice. It's called furikake, which is basically nori, sesame seeds, and a little bit of salt. So, yeah, that is really good on popcorn. Like in Hawaii,
see where that would be. Yeah.
In Hawaii, it's called hurricane popcorn. It has the little rice crackers. It has the nori, and you put it on. You shake it up in the bag, and it's craziness.
Dude, so I probably got 2 servings on this plate, but $1.46. I'm having a hard time. Yeah, this makes me super happy. I mean, we're seriously.
Here's the thing that you can do with it. You know, when you get, like, if you go to the grocery store and you'll see, like, they'll have the ground beef and we got to sell it today kind of thing, right? So you get it pretty cheap. And say it's on like a 2 or 3 pound block instead of a 1. After you make the filling part, you can totally cool it down and freeze it. And then the next time when you go to reheat it, all you do is just drop the whole Ziploc bag in boiling water until it gets warm, and then throw it on top of your rice and everything, and then you're back in action. I used the vacuum sealer again from the previous business.
That's actually what I did today when I was at the grocery. They had a 3-pound chunk in addition to this 1-pounder that was 30% off. So I went ahead and got it. And what I do, let me grab this real quick here. I think I showed this last week, but when I
like the random sounds of you rummaging, and then we can't see you because your mic is on your neck is way louder than it should be. So it's funny because all you hear is dum dum da da dum dum da da dum. Oh, here it is.
Sorry.
It's perfect. I love it.
So when I vacuum seal meat, these are peas, but when I vacuum seal meat, I do it this thin on purpose. Because
smart.
it takes like a minute, 2 minutes in just a bowl of water, and I've got thawed out beef. So
you know what? I'd be over here trying to save bag, but it's actually smarter to do it flatter because it definitely heat up quicker.
I mean, it'll thaw quicker. You can file things in the freezer because they're all flat. You can just go. Yeah. I'll put this away before they.
Even when you put it in, when I do the salmon pieces, I cut them a certain way so that if we decide to sous vide that sucker, it would just fit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
That little rack, man, that is pretty genius. I'm gonna have to try that. Other thing you can use it for is if I ever need to like ice a knee or something, it's flat enough I can wrap it around the knee.
But they get warm real fast when you wrap them because they're so thin.
Yeah, then you just gotta cook it after, so you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, it's like ice your knee and make some soup. Well, let's see here. What else?
So you can also take that concoction and, like, say you needed to be portable and you had tortillas, you could totally wrap it. Because at the end of the day, if you think about a burrito, it's taco rice is a burrito unwrapped. You know. Simple as pie.
It's a California burrito without the burrito part. Yeah.
Correct. So you can totally wrap it in that, Or you could wrap it in like lettuce leaves or cabbage or something like that too, which also works.
Yeah, you could. I don't know why you would, but you
Me
could.
neither. You know,
Actually,
people
I
be
was
just
thinking
going.
I harvested some lettuce the other day, and I was going to mention this. Where's my button? Here. This is just regular iceberg. I did not use the homegrown lettuce because I wanted that full on crunch that you get.
You need the crunch, yeah. You
Yeah,
because
you need
everything else
that
is
that
mushy. You
taco
need that crunch.
crunch. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the bib
So
lettuce,
we
while it's
actually add
good, it's
Fritos for that.
what's that?
We'll add Fritos or like tortilla chips to it to give it that crunch. But the best tortilla is to take an actual corn tortilla and fry it yourself till it's crispy, and it's even better. You know what I mean?
So you will actually add some crunched up tortilla chips into the taco rice.
Yeah, yeah. And I normally cheat and don't tell nobody. I use the chili cheese Fritos.
Good.
Bruh, it
Those are
just
good.
turns it into a crack nation. It's really good though. It's funny because taco rice is one of those things that when you eat it, like it's like having a Taco Bell thing. Like it's super super happy. You know, it reminds me a lot of when the taco salad was everybody used to eat them until they figured out they were like 43,000 calories.
Right, right. This is like
Real
a taco
man of
salad without the
genius.
dressing.
Exactly. I just remember the Bud Light commercial about the guy who invented the taco salad. Way to go, bud. The real man of genius.
I don't know this.
Oh my goodness. I want to find it on YouTube and send you the link.
Okay.
Super hilarious. Super hilarious. But yes, there's so many different things you could do to this. And again, if you're not a ground beef person, you can use chicken, you can use pork, carne asada, whatever you want. It's just a good thing to do with taco leftovers the next day, and it's super easy to do. You can whip it together in no time, and once you try it, I'm guarantee you, everybody that tries it is gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't think it would be that good, but holy goodness, it's amazeballs."
Is good. So my last question for you. What do
Sorry.
you cook when you cook alone for yourself?
Ah, you know, I have a thing. This is me all the time. I absolutely love breakfast for dinner. So I'll make myself omelet. Again, I'll take whatever's in the refrigerator and two things of college rice and make a random fried rice. Like my throw my own things together quickly is normally some form of a breakfast sandwich. I like handheld food, or I will make some sort of fried rice out of whatever I could find in the refrigerator. And I have lots of good fried rice recipes. The secret sauce, though, is the dashi powder or mushroom powder, which you can, it depends
Hmm.
on whether you care about being vegan or not. And you can pick that up at any Asian grocery store. That adds the umami part. And
Right.
then my other secret is I always put in a dash of meat in, the
Hmm.
sweetened cooking sake, and then a little bit of oyster sauce if you don't have, dark shoyu. A mixture of light shoyu and dark shoyu, or a little bit of oyster sauce, give it that extra kick. If I want it spicy, I'll throw in like a whole tablespoon of gochujang sauce, which is the hot
Okay.
Korean chili paste.
And
And
shoyu
oh,
is like
oh,
it's sauce
bruh,
ish. Yeah.
so good. It's so good. And then so I like, yeah, I'll make a fried rice out of just about anything. We will go out to dinner and say there's a piece of leftover meat.
Hmm.
I'll turn it into fried rice the next day. Costco chicken, oh, fam.
Yep.
I'll
Yep.
turn it into fried rice. Or Karen will make chicken Kiliguan, mulligan guy, whatever the hell it is, the Gourmanian thing, the little like citrusy chicken salad.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so good. Chicken
yeah.
Kiliguan, that's what it's called.
Mm.
So good.
Well, this has been fun, Doc.
Man, you know what you gotta do the next one? You gotta get
Mm.
somebody on. Oh, do it when Katie's on because she has chickens, so it'd be funny. What are the 8 different things you can make out of a Costco chicken carcass? Because we be coming up with whole entire recipes off of a Costco chicken. There's so much stuff you can do with it.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, all day and all night, you could talk what you could do with a Costco chicken.
And
First
they're
thing
only
that came to mind for
$5.
me is like a chicken salad.
Oh, always,
Yeah.
always. So you know how they're side by side in the Costco. Well, at least here, I think in every Costco they're probably the same. There's the rotisserie thing, and then there's the giant thing of like $8 for Caesar salad. Your guys is probably cheaper than that. We'll get those two
Meatball shrimp.
together, come back and rip up the chicken, throw it in the Caesar salad. Game over.
Does your Costco sell the already ripped up pieces?
Yeah, the next day. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
you can use it. You can get it for like making soups or making chicken salad or whatever. I even buy their version of chicken salad. Their version of chicken salad is pretty amazeballs.
They do a good job.
Kevin, Kev, you are late, fam. The teacher is late to class. What a guy.
Tori, the recipe is super easy. Make tacos and put it on rice. I'm not meaning to be a jackass. I mean, it was just when Doc was telling me about this the other day. Excuse me, let me interrupt myself. Hey, Kevin, thanks for jumping in. Okay, back to this. No, when Doc was telling me about this, he's like, "Oh, you should make taco rice." I'm like, "All right, exactly what is taco rice?" And he goes, "It's tacos, but on rice." And I kept on making it more. It is tacos on rice. So you already have the recipe. The only thing that I did that I think most people don't do is, and then I put that miso packet in there. You don't need the miso.
You don't even need to
The
do
only
that.
time I noticed the miso is that it hit the one of the 4 pieces of seaweed that's in the miso packet. So seriously, you don't need to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's dead stupid easy and so good. I can't get over it. Hey, Glenda, thanks for jumping on.
Oh, I wanna I don't know what time we're gonna get there, but if it's not too late, I wanna FaceTime you when we get to Baba's this weekend. We're opening the miso that we made at Christmas. So
Please
it's
do.
been like it's been fermenting for I guess Sunday will be what 8 months. So well, not right quite eight because Christmas is the end of the month. So it's been fermenting for like wait a minute. Let me count. 7 months and some change. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
going to be right in the middle. I cracked the first one at like 4 months, which is like white miso. So you know when you go in there, when you're in the store, there's the white one, then there's like a darker color, and then there's red. It's the same thing fermented longer. So the red one becomes sweeter and richer, and the white one is a little bit more salty, and the medium one is in the middle, right? It's like akumato, like it's halfway between the red and white. So what I pull out that's been going for just little under 8 months, that should be a medium tone miso. And it's so easy to make, like anybody can make it, and it's just fun because you have to take the beans and you have to pressure cook them until they're soft and smashable, and then you smash them up with salt and koji. Koji is a it's the spores from the rice. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's basically molting rice, if that's the right word. Not molding, but molting. And then you mix it in there, and then until it gets hot, you want to keep it smooth. We were in a rush, and they had me, Karen's sister, Bob's, Emma, all of us was in there smashing miso. So we got some chunks
Bob's?
in ours, but
Nice.
chunks is good. It's so good.
Nice.
So I can't wait for to show you it.
Tell our friends here what miso is because I failed to do that at the beginning.
The easiest way to describe it is it's fermented soybeans and in a paste. But if you eat soy sauce, you've technically had miso because they're very similar. Like they're made from the same thing. It's just soy sauce takes it until it turns all the way back to liquid,
Okay.
whereas miso is
Instead of the
still in the
paste. So
paste.
if you left your concoction going for another year, you'd have soy sauce?
Pretty sooner or later. I think it takes longer than that. Because
Okay.
okay, you know how you go to the store, they say tamari and then soy
Mm-hmm.
side by side. Tamari is this what sits on top of the miso as it ferments. It's the liquid that comes out of the miso as it ferments. So soy takes it
Okay,
just a
so
little bit.
do they? I wonder if they scrape it off or dredge it or whatever off as it goes.
Mm.
Then
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Um,
it's so good.
looks like we are making Kevin hungry.
That's what you get for coming to class late, Kevin.
All right. Well, does anyone have any questions for Doc?
This was cool. It was cool. I like the experience of hanging out with you and then, getting to talk story. And it also makes it like yeah, it makes me want to go do more stuff in the kitchen. So I think it'll be a really cool format for you. I need you to get like Tori and Sherry up in here since they always talking spicy in the comments. you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
get
I
you gotta
I
get
do need to
them.
get. I think I might get Sherry at the counter, literally at the counter with one more time.
Oh snap. Okay.
I,
Now
I,
on
I've,
that
I've
episode,
just I've
y'all are
just
allowed
dropped
one
that.
drink.
Sherry would like for you to come to the counter one more time. I'm sorry, Doc.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I say y'all are allowed one drink each, period. That's it. Because that show gonna get out of hand.
Sherry's a good girl.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm not worried
Roz,
about
on the
her.
other hand, Roz is the one I'd worry about with me and her drink. Tori,
Sherry said
you'll be
no.
up. You know
That's
what
so
Sherry
funny.
and I like to do? I'm gonna out you, Sherry. We're when we're traveling, we do two things when we're traveling. We film ourselves tasting airport cocktails, and one of these days I need to get around on posting those somewhere. But
Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah. So we critique our airport cocktail, and then the other thing we do is in the hotel room or in the RV wherever we are at night. We lay there in these separate beds, playing with Snapchat filters and sending pictures back to each other.
Okay, wait. So this is funny. I want to know from professional airport tasters, because this is a glutton for punishment move that I keep doing to myself, and I keep telling myself to stop, but I keep trying because I'm trying to find the holy grail. I'll go to the airport and I'll be stuck, and I got like a little layover. Since I'm in the layover, I'll find whatever restaurant they have available, and I will order a Bloody Mary. And they all suck. Every cloud one of them sucks. But I keep testing the theory because I'm like, one of these days there's going to be a good one.
Okay.
I forgot where I went,
Um,
where I had a really good Bloody Mary. But
we
it was
had
in
a good
Portland.
one.
Yeah, Portland. But other than that,
Yeah.
they all suck.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Ermagerd. Yeah, she just said Ermagerd. That's one of the. I wish I had it on my computer, on my phone right now. I'd show you the picture of Ermagerd.
I like that.
Sherry.
I know the oh my god, the girls like this. Oh my god.
Someday I'm gonna find it and. No, oh my God, Sherry and I got to SeaTac early on where were we going? I think we were going to Madison. Or maybe it was San Diego, and we did all right. Yeah, there we go. This is actually the end. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. That's actually the end of the story. So we're cruising through the terminal. We're tired. I mean, we're early. We're a little tired because it's early in the morning, and I'm like, let's get a cocktail. So we swing in at Beecher's, and this lady was drinking a Bloody Mary, and we looked at that and we're like, let's try the Bloody Mary. We asked her how it was. She goes, oh, it's all right. And she kind of seemed like the type that everything was just all right. So we went for it, and we both ordered doubles. And the best way to describe it is the conveyor belt flavor. I mean, it just tasted like tar. It was like tarmac with a dash of conveyor belt. It was horrible. Absolutely
They
horrible.
made it out of the leftover cheese water.
Oh my God. Oh, it was god awful. And so the absolute worst, Sherry, you can chime in if I'm not doing this justice. It was the worst Bloody Mary either of us had ever had, and the bill was $44. We
Shut
had 2
front
double Bloody
door.
Marys.
Yo, boy, John. That's Japanese for bad words I can't say on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, it was
goodness.
it was the worst you could possibly imagine, and then worse.
So that explains
But
it.
she's
Last
right.
week when I was at SeaTech, Beacher's is open and Cafe Vita is open, but right next to them is the Beacher's like bar, and it was closed for renovations, maybe because they spilled some Bloody Mary and the place caught on fire. Oh goodness! So I'm gonna have to
Kevin
try
said-
one just for the heck of it. I'm literally gonna go to Beacher's and SeaTech and just try it.
Yeah, do.
Just for the heck
And
of it.
tell me, please come back and tell me that it was better than you thought it was going to be. Because maybe they've
No.
redeemed themselves. I think I've told the story enough times on the internet that maybe by now they've heard about themselves. Kevin is saying that we need to go to Nick's on Rockaway Beach in Pacifica.
All right,
They have the
I'm down
Bloody
for that.
Mary.
'Cause
Okay,
even,
so
like,
the one thing
I'll
I
drink
did
that beer
like.
from the airplane and it's nasty too.
Oh yeah. The one thing I did like about the Beecher's tarmac Bloody Mary was you got a cheese curd on it, so it kind of made it worth it. Roz is saying the Peabody in Memphis. Now I'm thinking that you must be saying that that's a good place versus a bad place.
Yeah, I think that's what she means.
But Sherry's not wrong. We did get them down. I mean, we chugged those things. They were a
Bruh.
challenge to drink. Yep, we suffered. I did. Yeah, I was fast. That thing was
Yo,
gone. In fact,
we
I think
went
Sherry looked at
somewhere
me.
to
She's like,
eat
"Where'd you
dinner.
put that?"
We went to a fancy restaurant once to eat dinner, and we were having like steak, and it's weird they don't call it a ribeye, they call it the Spencer or the Delmonico
Oh.
kind of fancy. And I was like, no man, it's a ribeye. Don't be a dick. But I ordered an old fashioned because old fashions go with steak. And the dude came around the corner and he had the drinks on the thing. He's putting the drinks down on the table, and it had a children's fluorescent red cherry. And I almost had a come to Jesus moment right then. And I was like, this food is not fitting to serve me. And not only did it have that, but it had the orange hanging on the glass.
Did you
Like
say this
a
was at
wheel.
Delmonico's?
No, that's
Oh,
when
okay.
when you go to fancy places, instead of saying ribeye, they'll call it Spencer or Delmonico
Yeah.
because that's the other name
Right.
for the cut when you're trying to make it sound good. But seriously, the old fashioned came with a round orange cut stuck in like I'm drinking a Brew Moon, and it had a fluorescent like dessert cherry on the top.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
like, oh hell no. And it was nasty. Like horrible. And I was like, yo, this place should get sued. The steak is fantabulous, but the old fashioned wasn't even fashion. It was like an
It was
old
no
Ross.
fashion.
It was or old Ross dressed for less is what it was. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, Doc, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed this. I think it's going to be a fun experiment.
See?
Friends, you're welcome to give me some feedback offline. Let me know what you think. And I'm open to your budget meal ideas as well. So any other questions? I'm going to give it another second here before I get the liquids out of the bottom. My camera
Kevin,
is
you
frozen.
gotta tell her what's the most budget cookies she can make.
It looks like I need to go fix a camera real quick.
Yeah, this is a cool experiment. We wanted to see what it was like to have Dina making stuff while talking to people about food. And I think it's a cool way to connect with the audience and have fun and then make trouble to Sherry. So I'm down. I approve. I'm joking, Sherry. Thank you guys for helping us out today. It's a lot of fun. I'm curious as to see what kind of stuff you guys come up with for her to cook. That's why it'd be fun having people present you with all of these ideas for like really economical things. That is it economical or economical? I say economical things that you can make. Be kind of curious.
Oh, slider on a stick. Sounds good. Yes, thank you, Doc. Thank you. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun doing this. Thanks everyone for coming in. We'll see you. Oh, that's the thing. I am moving to first and third week Thursdays of the for my streams. So I'll be next week, which is the first Thursday of August, and then it'll be the third Thursday. So I'm moving to first and third.
Now you're like the army. You pay on the first and 15th.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to try to focus a little bit on some recorded video, get back to my roots. If you haven't checked out the Instagram account, it's at Silver Lining Play. I've been playing with some reels, so check those out. That's all I got. Thanks, everybody. Oh, there's one more comment down here. Here, I better double check that. Oh, very text. Yeah, slider on the there. Yeah. Audio podcast. What do you think of that, Doc?
Yeah, it's cool because you're just talking to people about their food stuff, and you can kitchen tips or cooking tips or whatever. Yeah, I think it'll totally work.
Well, it's worth trying. Yeah.
It's fun.
Thanks a lot.
Nice.
Thanks for dropping in for the very first time, Lillian and Paula, if you're still here. Thanks for coming, Raj, Sherry, Tori, the whole gang, Holly. Take care.